आप कई दफा पेपर देने के बाद एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे होते हैं कि माय ग्रेड्स शुड बी ए स्टार और ए, और अगर अनफॉर्चुनेटली ए आ जाता है तो उसके पीछे कोई ना कोई रीजन होता है. तो दिस इज वन ऑफ द केस एंड द एग्जांपल व्हिच आई गेव यू वन टास्क जो आपने खुद करना था, उसकी तरफ मैं बाद में आ रहा हूँ. दिस इज सेम क्वेश्चन व्हिच आई असाइंड यू एट होम एंड आई आस्क यू टू read the question and grade one. We will talk about one question today that is about, this is the question paper of 2024, sorry 2025 May June paper है. और Cambridge provided us with scripts of many students, transcripts हमारे पास आई, और कुछ students ने बाद में request किया कि kindly review my transcript and tell me why I did not get good grades in it. कुछ students के अच्छे भी grades आए, 8, 9, even Cambridge gave 9 to many students in this question. This is a theme-based question actually, which is the main challenge for the student. I will show you some more questions also. अब ये एक आंसर है. I hope you can see it. वहां से भी आपको नजर आ रहा होगा. अब I don't have time कि मैं एक एक स्क्रिप्ट के लिए slowly move करूंगा. I will try. आपने फोकस स्क्रीन पे करना and you will try to read what that student wrote. After like 3 to 4 minutes, when we scroll it down completely, I will ask you, what do you think that student will be like? What will be the marks for that student? That student, this is the question, by the way. And that student might be expecting to uska 10 out of 10 bhi ho sakta. You will be thinking that 10 out of 10 deserve karta hai, nahi karta. You can have a look at it quickly. मैं इसको scroll भी साथ साथ कर रहा हूँ, okay? I wished कि ये आप पहले से रीड किया हुआ होता. वो वाली मैंने आपको दी भी वो अलग है, उसकी तरफ मैं आ रहा हूँ. उसका ग्रेड आपने मुझे बताना है. क्वेश्चन यही से है. The question is about, even the student highlighted the keyword here, God's blessings and the control of the created world. Did the student address it properly? Did the student address Allah's relation with created world? Did the student address the passages which are mentioned here or not? This is our main expectation in it. Okay. First paragraph, quickly dekh lein, then I scroll karta hu, and then I will move to the second paragraph there onwards. Okay. Yes. Student tried to recall the translation, which is there, the couch and the canopy as the heavens. Okay. Then the student tried to add a reference in it. It talks about how Allah had set forth bounties for humans and jinns and all of these things. The student tried to write. Ab aapne dekhna hai, is the student right or not, and does the student address the question properly or not? Okay. This is one theme going on. That is passage number 21, 22 of Soorah Baqarah. So verse number 21 to Soorah Baqarah. Okay, now moving to the second passage. The second passage is about Soorah Alq. Have a look at it. Okay, it's easy. You can read it quickly, I hope. Moving on to the next part. All right, I think it's readable. You have accessed it. You went through that one. The student referred to Surah Baqarah, in which Allah has talked about humans' creation and angel Jibreel. Angels were asked to bow, that they tried to connect with the knowledge and all of these things. After this, the human superiority over the angels and all of these things. Okay. Blessing is about knowledge, but think about the question and the development more. Okay. Then Soorah Naas was revealed along with the side of Soorah Al-Falaq. The student talked about two surahs together. Soorah Naas is also there, and then you will talk about the theme and all of these things here. Is there any blessing and God's control discussed in Soorah Naas here? So you can see something. I gave you a bit hint. So don't think that everything which is beginning is perfect, so the whole answer is going to be perfect. So when we checked the paper, actually I checked Cambridge papers, and recently they provided me with one mock paper for the same variant. I personally count myself as a lenient checker, to be honest. And most of the time when I check some students' answer, they used to say, "Sir, मैंने फलां teacher से आपका अपना answer check करवाया, that teacher gave me less marks than you." When I gave that trial or mock to the Cambridge, there is a portal where we do that one for the teachers who are part of that team. When I did it, they wrote that I am a strict checker actually. There was a difference of 10 marks in my checking. I gave that student 36 out of 50, and they said that student can get 46 or 45 out of 50 in that same paper. So, but again, we normally are more cautious even, but I am not that much cautious. So if I am giving you a mark, you can expect a very similar or closest mark in CI exams there. And this is what some students who have experience in the school or the classes, and they used to say the grade which you are giving or the marks, because sometimes students argue and they convince the teacher, sir ye ek mark बढ़ा दें, teacher बढ़ा देता है उसमें. लेकिन जब आप Cambridge result देखेंगे, you will see exactly the mark which the teacher has given is there in the Cambridge paper, because we are going through such type of transcripts, by the way. Anyway, moving on, that's one last passage here. This is about, no, there is no passage here. The student just winded up the answer. What do you think will be that student, by the way? Where do you think that answer? Is it level 1 answer, level 2 answer, or level 3 answer? Level 3 answer, 6 out of 10. What about the rest of you? Okay, I hope online you have some ideas in your mind, right? Okay, no, 6 or 7 is fine. Look, 1 to 2 marks range, and the variation is definitely there. You can expect the variation of 1 to 2 marks. Okay, now check what Cambridge gave to that student, by the way. Who said that? Don't think that you are wrong, actually. You are right. अब आपको मैं रीजन बताता हूँ इसका. Exactly. अब आपको जो मैंने ट्रांसक्रिप्ट दिया था, if you see that transcript, if you have checked that transcript, you can see it later at home. I will show you quickly about that transcript. If you see that transcript, you will realize that there is a difference of the wording used in the answer. And that's why I showed you this answer. That student was thinking, I must have attained 9 or 10 out of 10 in this question. Then I told that student, आपने क्या किया है, जो थीम है, जब आप कहते हैं ना सर आपका आंसर मैं लिख दूं मेरे फुल मार्क्स आ जाएंगे, इट्स नॉट द क्राइटेरिया. अभी मैंने एक स्कूल में टेस्ट दिया, बैटल ऑफ बदर दिया, एंड द स्टूडेंट रोट इट. आई डिड नॉट गिव हर 8, आई गेव 8 टू समवन एल्स, एंड दैट स्टूडेंट ब्रॉट माय हैंड आउट. शी सेड, सी एक वर्ड सेम टू सेम मैंने रटा लगाया हुआ, आपने मुझे 7 दिए एंड यू गेव दैट स्टूडेंट 8. आई सेड रीड द क्वेश्चन अगेन. So question differences are there, events or the account. Similarly, that student copied the handout of a teacher where Allah's relation with created world is there, but student needs to focus on keywords. अब बाद में जो मैंने आपको पेपर असाइन किया उसको एक दफा देखें. That student even did not. What do you think for the marks for that student which I gave you, by the way? I assigned you with this transcript, by the way. Okay. So I hope most of you who, because of course you are having class, I know. So I will suggest you to have a look at it. Anyone who went through that script, what do you think about that one? This is what I assigned in the group, actually, the way the transcript I gave you there, that student's transcript. What is that level? Is it level 2, 3, or 4? Level 3 or 4, okay. Anyone from online who think it's level 4, by the way? By the way, I'm sure.
Level 3.
Level 3, okay. Actually, it's level, I will show you the marks, by the way, because I did not I removed that page actually from there where the marks were there. I removed that page. How is it level? That's not required.
But they're also like first a couple of months.
No, actually, you know what, the same reason when I checked the paper, they showed me they are the reasons why we gave marks to that student. This is what we need to work on it. I don't have that transcript where Cambridge used to underline the good points of that answer. Here there are a number of good points. Can you see the introductory paragraph the student began with? Then you can see further, student used the word blessings and the word God's control. ये आपके आंसर को क्या करता है? Strong करता है. Basil, understand? ठीक है? So you need to make sure your answer is covering all of these points there. That is just 2 transcripts I gave you. I have a third one also. I plan to show you this one, but there is no need to worry. By the way, if I don't have time right now, but if I ask you to look at that student's marks, even you can see this student answered that question without reading it. Just assume how many marks that student have achieved. For example, structuring is somewhere, paragraphing is not there. Okay, I deducted the mark for the student when I checked for non-paragraphing. Even they said ignore, but sometimes they consider it also. So there is no paragraphing here, but this answer needs to be read carefully. This student wrote a random theme there, mixing up the points completely. The student wrote a lot of information in it, somewhere related to Allah and his relation with created world, but points are repeated again and again. So you can see the sun and the moon. Can you see sun and moon here? If you read up, you can see the sunshine discussion back again. If you see sun, moon back again. So the teacher, the examiner read each and everything by that. Don't think the examiner will look at the answer, it's a big answer, and examiner will look at the and oh, that student wrote at least something. I will give that student 6 or 7, or maybe 6, 7 is there, but that student did not get 6 or 7 even. Look at the marks of this student. Look here, back again. It's 4 out of 10. Okay? So Cambridge examiner reads your answer. Okay. Sometimes you can see a student getting 8 or 9 out of 10. Maybe the student just wrote 1.5 page, maybe, or less than that sometimes. Whereas another student who wrote 2 pages or 3 pages answer, but that is, we do not write what is right and wrong in the paper, by the way, when we check it. Keep in mind, when you will see your transcript, the examiner will never write what is right, what is wrong. Like in history or geography, they used to write irrelevant, development required this and that. We don't write here. We simply, you get the transcript like this way. And that's the point which you need to be careful and cautious while you are solving. Anyway, that is just for a practice of understanding the theme-based question. I will suggest you to read that theme which you have not read before. Read it once and check what could be more better in that answer. Your point that the answer student missed some points in it, this is something which takes the students to 10 out of 10, by the way. Okay, Cambridge is flexible most of the time, but if the student is not serious in responding to the answer, automatically the grades are affected due to it. Okay, we will move to our today's discussion. First, we will move to background of some surahs. We have done history and importance of Quran topic. Almost all the topics are done from there, except the background of few passages of Quran. They are never asked in CI exams except Soorah Kawthar and Soorah Ikhlas. But you can expect Soorah Naas, you can expect Soorah Alq, and the other two which came as a Cambridge compulsory question. Or very compulsory question mein aata hai, you have no chance, no option. You have to do it. Choice nahi. Aapne question karna hi karna hai. The big challenge for the student is theme-based question, and the second challenge is the background of the surah, and the least likely question is tafsir question, which is never asked, by the way. That is something which might be also challenging for the students here. So Soorah Naas background, I'm sure all of you are clear about it. The magic attempt done on Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I wrote a little bit extra here. I suggest you to summarize it, brief it, because if the question, by chance, if the question is asked on the background of the surahs, you won't be writing just a background there. What you will do, you will write the background and you will write the main theme of that passage also. And also read the question carefully. Maybe they will ask you the background plus the importance of Soorah Naas, for example. So you will talk about background, main theme, and part B. Yes. अगर बैकग्राउंड कैम्ब्रिज बोल भी रहा है ना तो भी लिखना होता है क्योंकि मैं आपको उसका सजेस्टेड आंसर दिखाऊंगा. द क्वेश्चन वाज आस्क्ड इन बैक इन 2013 कैम्ब्रिज पेपर एंड दे आस्क्ड यू राइट एन अकाउंट ऑफ द सर्कमस्टेंसेस इन व्हिच सूरह काउसर एंड सूरह इखलास वर रिवील्ड. So you have to write something in it. Of course, the background of Soorah Ikhlas is just 5 to 6 lines or maybe 8 lines. How you will expand it? I will show you that model answer, by the way. So अगर ऐसा question आता है तो आपने background plus main theme, and if they are asking to the importance, तो part B is also there. तो ये चीज आपने mind में रखनी है और question की wording बहुत ज्यादा आपने cautiously read करके respond करना है because Cambridge question wording. अभी जो मैंने आपको 2 transcript इसीलिए दिखाई हैं, एक student ने क्वेश्चन को एड्रेस किया, इवन जस्ट अ नॉर्मल चेंज इन द वर्डिंग इज देयर, बट एग्जामिनर कैन सी कि स्टूडेंट इज फोकसिंग व्हाट इज Allah's blessing and what is God's control there. So this is what makes the examiner be good in giving you marks there at that time. All right. So that's the background of Soorah Naas. I hope it's clear. Magic attempt on Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam remained sick. 2 angels came in human form and then they spoke to each other and told Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam what actually happened to Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and how he can get free from that issue. And the details are there. The Prophet sent a companion for this, and Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's companion brought that hair on which the spells were done. Okay? Clear? Okay. Main theme you will take from the passages of Quran. Topic आपका main theme वहाँ पे आ जाएगा. I wrote a little bit more. I told you again that could be summarized और आप इसको short कर सकते हैं, brief भी कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे. Soorah Doha background is also required. That is, I missed it when I was telling you which surah's background are going to be asked. Balki when we are working on the revision plan and the test series incoming from Monday. We don't have test on Monday, by the way, because sir will share the plan with you even because we are working on it. So Monday will be for history and Wednesday will be for geography onwards, and Tuesday and Thursday will be for Islam. Of course, you will be having 2 tests in a week and you will be having 2 questions in one class actually. So we need to see the timings and all of these things for that one. If the time is still for Ramadan short, we may keep it 1 question, by the way. But I personally suggest, yes, from next week actually. So the plan, we are working on it. Actually, I started revision of the some topics earlier because we have lot of topics to cover. Therefore, but anyway, the test questions for history, geography, and Islamic will be starting from the next week. So Monday won't be having Islamic test as we planned till now. So it will be Tuesday. Yes. I personally prefer 2 mock papers. One we will conduct it before Eid, paper 1. Okay. Paper 1 will be done before Eid, 1 mock, and then we will go with paper 2 revision onward, and then 1 mock of paper 2 will be done the time we finish it, and then 1 more mock of paper 1 before paper 1. Actually, your paper is on 24, so we have made it on 21 actually, and I will try to give you feedback in 1 day a maximum, because that needs time to see. Of course, you must be prepared and ready. I have kept 1 or 2 classes for question answers concerns, because when you are getting some tests, you might be thinking the teacher did not give us marks and the teacher may have given us more marks in that question. Yeah, what is missing? I personally try to write it next to each question, mostly. But sometimes you think a teacher ne nahi likha hua hai, and there must be a reason why you want to know that one. So aap pooch bhi sakte hain. Soorah Doha's background is very easy. We discuss it in persecution and opposition topics, okay? And that is the gap. Student mixes it up क्योंकि कुछ teachers के notes में एक mistake है. Some teachers connect Soorah Doha as second wahi of the Quran, which is wrong. Soorah Doha is not the second wahi. They connect it के first
second wahi वो वाली थी जिसमें Holy Prophet को हुआ था कि आप preaching कर लें.
Yes, exactly. लेकिन बाज़ teachers की notes में mistake क्यों है उसका reason बता दूं, क्योंकि वो फतरतुल वही they understand एक ही दफा हुआ है. फतरतुल वही, the gap between the revelation took place many times. और इसकी एक एग्जांपल तो फर्स्ट वही एंड सेकंड वही है. सूरह दुहा जो रिवील हुई है ये परसिक्यूशन ऑपोजिशन के टाइम में, जब प्रॉफिट वाज प्रीचिंग ओपनली, द वही सडनली halted, it suddenly stopped. So Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, people of Makkah started making fun of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Abu Lahab's wife Jameel, she used to make fun of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You need to talk about, and you need it in persecution and opposition to Holy Prophet's topic, by the way. So you need to make sure कि आपने वहाँ पे इसको ऐड भी करना है. Okay. Again, main theme will be written after that one, and then it's going to be easy. I did not write the background of Soorah Alq here. You already know the background of Soorah Alq. What's the background of Soorah Alq? The event of first revelation. ठीक है. अब आ जाता है the background of Soorah Kawthar and the background of Soorah Ikhlas. Let's look at, this is the question which is asked in CI exams, and it's 2013 question. लेकिन ये नहीं सोचेंगे 2013 का क्वेश्चन है, ये नहीं आएगा. 2009 के बाद का कोई भी क्वेश्चन कैम्ब्रिज में रिपीट हो सकता है, और उसकी बिगेस्ट एग्जांपल है ग्रैंडसन्स का क्वेश्चन. ग्रैंडसन्स क्वेश्चन वाज आस्क्ड लास्ट टाइम इन 2012, and then it was asked in 2022 October November. So some such type of questions might be repeated and can be asked again. So this is Cambridge question, and definitely you can expect a similar for your paper also. Yes.
सर जिस बार क्वेश्चन 2 है पेपर 1 को किस क्वेश्चन की किस टाइप के क्वेश्चन की पॉसिबिलिटी है?
अभी जो possibility you are talking about, what questions are asked or the question which is likely to be asked?
Yes sir, जो मतलब which is likely to be asked. Question number 2.
Likely में देखा जाए तो I told you already, मैं काफी क्लासेस में बोल भी चुका हूँ, ways of revelation, first वही ways of revelation and collection compilation which is more likely, and I personally think अगर ये आता है तो बहुत आसान होगा, तो उसकी वजह से threshold might be higher because everyone is aware about that one. अगर वहां से क्वेश्चन नहीं आता और sources of law से आता है तो chances of ijma is there more, or maybe Quran and Hadith together. And then, then we have background of the surahs or themes of Allah's relation with messengers. Yes, बोले.
Sir, जो themes Quranic passages की themes sir उनका कितना chance है?
Allah's messenger के chances ज्यादा हैं अगर उसमें से आता है तो. Okay. लेकिन Cambridge has changed the question strategy and the trick on and off, and they used to try to give questions which makes the student confused. और वो क्या कर सकते हैं, आपको एक पैसेज एक थीम से, एक पैसेज एक थीम से और एक पैसेज एक और थीम से दे सकते हैं. सारे साथ साथ ना मैसेजेस भी कर रहे हैं जल्दी जल्दी. हाँ, ओके. बैकग्राउंड इज क्लियर. हाउ मेनी पैसेज बैकग्राउंड शुड बी क्लियर टू यू? सबसे पहले आ गया सूरह, पहले कौन सा था सबसे? सूरह नास. सीक्वेंस ऐसा नहीं, हम जस्ट टेलिंग यू व्हाट वी हैव डिस्कस. सूरह नास, फिर उसके बाद सूरह दोहा, फिर उसके बाद I told you Soorah Alq भी आ सकता है, and then I told you Soorah Kawthar and Soorah Ikhlas. ये 5 सूरास के background आपको आने चाहिए. You must be able to answer these questions if by chance it's asked there, and you need to know the background, what happened actually. Soorah Ikhlas background is discussed in detail here. Normally, student used to ask, the Quraysh of Makkah asked Holy Prophet ﷺ about the nature of the God. That's Soorah Ikhlas background actually. But that is not enough. We need to develop it. You can connect it like the Christians have a concept of God. He has sons as Christians. The Jews have a concept of God. They also have a belief. They have son. What's the belief of the Jews about Allah as having a son? Which prophet? No, that's the people of Makkah. No. Basil, can you tell me what's the Jewish belief about who is the son of, not angels, actually angels is a belief. Hazrat Isa is a Christian belief.
So daughters of Allah, I think they believe that.
That's daughters wala jo hai wo Jews Quraysh of Makkah.
What is it, Musa?
Good. Hazrat Musa नहीं है. Correct answer Aisha. ये हजरत उज़ैर अलैहिस्सलाम. वैसे यहाँ पे सामने भी मैंने ओपन किया हुआ है, ठीक है. अच्छा, मेरे एक हैंडआउट में मिस्टेक है. किसी जगह पे आप जब पैसेजेस पढ़ेंगे वहां पे मैंने गलती से इज़रा लिखा हुआ है, which is wrong. It's actually उज़ैर, और यहाँ पे आपको मिल जाएगा. ये आप अपने आंसर को स्ट्रेच करेंगे इस तरह से. कैसे? अगर आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछा जाए बैकग्राउंड ऑफ सूरह इखलास पे, तो आपके पास चॉइसेस होंगे, पॉइंट्स होंगे, आप इसको एक्सपेंड कर सकते हैं. और ये मैंने इसलिए आपको मॉडल आंसर शेयर किया हुआ है. ये 10 मार्क का क्वेश्चन है. अगेन कैम्ब्रिज कैन आस्क such question for just one passage only. ये तो वो क्वेश्चंस है जो कैम्ब्रिज में आए हुए एंड दे आर लाइकली. I personally think कैम्ब्रिज, मैंने पहले शुरू में जब ये लेसन करवाया था टॉपिक, मैंने आपको एक क्वेश्चन और भी कहा था, क्योंकि हमेशा देखें expect the unexpected things also in the paper there, which is a part of your syllabus. Cambridge can give you the merits and significance of some specific passages from your syllabus. You already know it, you just need to arrange it. Like Cambridge can write may ask you to write an account on the merits of the following passages of Quran, which is in our syllabus. कौन से merits पे आ सकता है? आयतुल कुर्सी, Soorah Ikhlas, Soorah Fatiha, Soorah Naas. Merits means significance, like for example, how is it important in the daily life of the Muslim? Yeah, overall its significance. Like you can talk about Soorah Fatiha, no prayer without it. Summary of the whole Quran, it's a dua, supplication. Develop it. Then Ayatul Kursi, source of protection. You will talk about that one. There is a hadith of Holy Prophet, the one who recites in the morning, the benefit of it, the one who recites in the evening. It saves a person from shaitan, the traps of the shaitan, even number of benefits are there, protection from evil forces. Soorah Naas again. So students may connect with Soorah Alq, by the way. अच्छा, मैं एक बीच में मुझे टाइम नहीं मिला, आपको एक ट्रांसक्रिप्ट दिखाना चाह रहा था जिसमें स्टूडेंट wrote all the details about Soorah Ikhlas, Soorah Naas and all of this. Is not required in the theme-based question. तो ये आपको कुछ extra information कई जगह relevant ना लिखना भी आपके लिए अच्छी चीज नहीं होती कि आप irrelevant चीजों को avoid भी करें. तो वहां पे जहां question is asking वहीं पे आपने इसको लिखना है, ठीक है. इसी तरह merits में आपका एक पैसेज और आ सकता है, फातिहा, इखलास, आयतुल कुर्सी, Soorah Naas. I think there are 4 actually, and I have mentioned the merits of some of them. Like Ayatul Kursi, I mentioned it here, but I will suggest you to write about Surah Fatiha also. It should be there in your mind. The whole topic of history and importance of Quran is almost covered here. And if you find any question ever asked in your school exam, possibly, or if you see any exam paper, Cambridge question, not the person is making the own questions. कोई teachers थोड़े अजीब से questions बना के भी दे देते हैं. Try to answer them, but if it's not asked or something is similar to it is not asked, आप उसके लिए worry नहीं होंगे, ठीक है. ये आपने make sure करना है, कोई question भी history and importance का आता है तो आपको आना चाहिए. Last छोटा सा topic है, I will be starting with the review of biography of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is easy by the way. And if we talk about the biography of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's life in Makkah, I personally think it's the easiest question, लेकिन Cambridge उसको easy नहीं रहने देता. अब वो वहां से भी tricky question निकाल रहा है, and we will talk about some tricky questions which are there apart from straightforward questions. अब ये question है, और जब मैंने first time start में ये topic start किया था, जब properly हम इसको कर रहे थे, I ask you to keep it as the last topic to be done in Makki life. Suppose आपको इसरा और मेराज नहीं आता, आपको pledges of Aqaba नहीं आता, migration to Abyssinia नहीं आता, और you are memorizing this question, then it's not the right decision. So first you need to work on those. When you are done with all of those, then come to this question. क्योंकि कुछ बच्चे होते हैं कि कहते हैं कि हम tricky questions कर रहे हैं और वो ट्रिकी क्वेश्चंस में टाइम कंज्यूम करते हैं और इजी क्वेश्चन पेपर में आ जाता है, एंड देन यूज्ड टू से ये तो एक्सपेक्टेड ही पेपर नहीं था, इतना इजी पेपर। जब इजी चीज आपने सबसे पहले करनी है, देन मूव टू द ट्रिकी क्वेश्चंस। ओके, so after you are done with all the topics of Makki life, don't forget to do this question. It's very easy. Religious conditions, again, the beliefs of the people of Makkah, idol worshipping, names of famous idols, you should know them and write them. Baitullah full of idols, you will discuss about that discussion there, and then you move
सर ये
on.
क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं?
ये
कभी
कैम्ब्रिज
आया
का
है?
सिलेबस का पार्ट है, स्कीम ऑफ वर्क का। इट इज नेवर आस्क्ड टिल नाउ, बिल्कुल आ सकता है, अभी तक नहीं आया वैसे बता दूं।
सर
लेकिन
चांसेस
जैसे
पर
चांस कुछ भी नहीं कह सकते, ये बच्चे के चांस देखें। वो आ गया था आपका लेटर टू किंग्स जो है, इसी तरह से एक बच्चे ने क्लास में मुझसे पूछा था जब ये हम कर रहे थे रिवीजन, समवन सेड के लेटर टू किंग्स आ सकता है नहीं आ सकता, मैंने कहा बिल्कुल आ सकता है। जस्ट एज अ रैंडम आई स्टेटेड इट, द स्टूडेंट सेड सर ये तो आपने गैस लगाया था, गैस नहीं हो तो मैंने वैसे ही रैंडम कह दिया। So there is no guess by the way, so prepare everything which can be done, something which is not possible ignore it। ये आसान है, इसमें कोई मुश्किल चीज नहीं है, आप रीड कर लें, की पॉइंट्स हाईलाइट हुए हैं, ट्राइब्स, द गॉड्स एंड ऑल ऑफ दीस डिस्कशंस।
सर जो
Yes.
इमाम्स हैं अदर देन इमाम हसन एंड हुसैन वो आएंगे?
मैं उसकी तरफ वैसे आऊंगा और मैं डिस्कस भी करूंगा, क्योंकि बहुत बच्चों का क्वेश्चन सवाल रेज होता है इमामत का टॉपिक हमें करना चाहिए या स्किप कर सकते हैं। तो इमामत का जो टॉपिक है चॉइस क्वेश्चन है, अगर बाय चांस आता है, आपके पास चॉइस होती है मोस्टली। ग्रैंड सन्स पे ऑलरेडी आ चुका है, अगर इमामत पे आता है बहुत इजी मेथड है, वो मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन कर दूंगा। आपने एक पैराग्राफ इमामत पे लिखना है, फिर हजरत अली रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु पे, फिर हजरत हसन हजरत हुसैन रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु पे, और अगर आप चाहें तो एक पैराग्राफ लास्ट इमाम पे भी बना सकते हैं। तो अगेन इफ यू नो द ग्रैंड सन्स यू डोंट हैव टू वरी फॉर इमामत टॉपिक एट ऑल। ऑलराइट, ओके,
ठीक है सर।
अच्छा अब यहाँ पे देखें, पैराग्राफिंग मैंने की हुई है, अगर आपने पैराग्राफ को माइंड में रखा हुआ है तो आप इजीली इसको समझ सकते हैं। रिलीजन, फिर political condition, was there a common leader or they were living a tribal life, so you need to talk about that discussion there, and what was the role of the tribal leader, did they used to fight among themselves or they were living unitedly, you will talk about that discussion there, and significance of haram for them. Actually there was a fight mainly who will be the custodian of Baitullah, and the two tribes who were fighting among themselves for the custodianship of Baitullah were the two main tribes, जिसकी वजह से हजरत उस्मान बनु हाशिम एंड बनु
सर बनु हाशिम एंड बनु उमैया
एग्जैक्टली, तो यू कैन टॉक अबाउट दैट पॉइंट देयर, क्योंकि सोर्स ऑफ इनकम
ये तो बाद में भी चलती ही रही है ना ये फाइट।
एग्जैक्टली, बिल्कुल ऐसी। उसके बाद सोशल कंडीशन आ जाती है, और सोशल कंडीशन में मैंने इसीलिए सीटें ना अलग अलग करवाई। ओके, यस, ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ द वुमेन, डॉटर स्पेशली, यू विल टॉक अबाउट इट, दिस इज बिफोर इस्लाम। अल्कोहल, अच्छा, वेयर इट विल हेल्प यू बाय द वे, ये जितना भी आप डिस्कशन अभी कर रहे हैं, एक क्वेश्चन है कैम्ब्रिज में एक्सपेक्टेड, अभी मैं आगे जाकर उसको डिस्कस करूंगा, राइट्स ऑफ वुमेन इन इस्लाम, राइट्स ऑफ स्लेव्स इन इस्लाम। सो समवेयर दिस क्वेश्चन विल हेल्प यू, द सिचुएशन ऑफ द अरेबिया बिफोर इस्लाम एंड हाउ इट गॉट चेंज आफ्टर द अराइवल ऑफ इस्लाम। देन वी हैव लास्ट पैराग्राफ आई मेड इट, वर दे ऑल बैड or there were some good qualities of the Arabs also. So we need to talk about good points also. There were some good qualities and the points of the Arabs which could be discussed there, like their support for the tribe. They were there, they were ready to die for defending and supporting their tribes. You can talk about hospitality. All of the points are not good, by the way. Kuch bad points bhi इसमें हैं. So hospitality, generosity, and the support for the tribe, they are the main points which you can write and add in this portion there. ये क्वेश्चन है जो आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स है, कैम्ब्रिज में नहीं आया हुआ, लेकिन आपको आना चाहिए क्वेश्चन जो है, ठीक है, इनडायरेक्टली पूछा हुआ है, 4 मार्क का क्वेश्चन। सॉरी, एंसेस्टर्स का टॉपिक मेरे ख्याल में नहीं आना चाहिए, ना आएगा इंशाल्लाह, क्योंकि वो डायरेक्टली नहीं रिलेट कर रहा। वो आपसे पूछ सकता है कि प्रॉफिट का फैमिली बैकग्राउंड की सिग्निफिकेंस क्या है, फॉर एग्जांपल। तो अच्छा, यहाँ पे मैं आपको साथ ही एक क्वेश्चन भी बता देता हूँ जो आप इसमें ऐड कर सकते हैं, वो है प्रॉफिट के ग्रैंड सन की सिग्निफिकेंस क्या है, सॉरी ग्रैंडफादर की। प्रॉफिट के ग्रैंडफादर कौन है? हजरत अब्दुल मुत्तलिब है। उनकी 2 सिग्निफिकेंसेस क्या है मुझे बताएं।
सर लीडर ऑफ कुरैश एंड लीडर ऑफ बनु हाशिम।
लीडर ऑफ द कुरैश एंड
फिर ये कि उन्होंने मक्का को प्रोटेक्ट किया था व्हेन अब्राहा अटैक
फ्रॉम अब्राहा इंसिडेंट। एंड एक और पॉइंट है, एक और है, okay, good, he named holy prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, all right, but there is one more significance of prophet's grandfather,
Custodian of Kaaba.
fine, He protected it from Abraha also. एक और point बता दूं, he is the one who restored the well of Zamzam. The well of
Yes.
Zamzam was like lost, its exact location was lost over a period of time. So he had a dream and then he worked on it. Then he wished, I had 10 kids or something like that. We don't need to go with that one, but he is the one who worked for. ये कैमरेज में अभी तक नहीं आया हुआ, लेकिन ये 4 मार्क में सिग्निफिकेंस में जा सकता है फॉर प्रॉफिट सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ग्रैंडसन. बाय द वे इसकी बेसिक इंफॉर्मेशन 2 ही है. आई थिंक मैंने कहीं पे अपने आंसर में इसको लिखा हुआ भी है. We will stop that discussion